Hello, FCCH provider. My name is Juan, and I'll be your guide today on how to start inputting notes on Learning Genie. Learning Genie is an app we'll be using from now on to start inputting our DRDP observations of children. Okay, so as you can tell, I have a green indicator to let you guys know where I'm at during the video, so you guys won't get lost. So first things first, we'll go ahead and open up the Learning Genie app. Once you click on it, you'll have to log in. So put your email, put your password, and then click sign in. So once you sign in, you'll be directed to this page. Usually you'll have two classes, which is demo class and your own class. So it's going to start with FCCH and your name. But for this purpose, I'll be using my own that I created with demo children. So I'm going to go ahead and click FCCH Juan, and I'll be directed to this page. So as you can tell, there's going to be 4 tabs right here. It's going to be the roster, engagement, portfolio, and messages. But for this purpose is to input observations, and that's in the portfolio section. So we're going to go ahead and click that. Here you'll be directed into the children you have. So one is CJ and one is Genie. These are my demo children. So if I want to start inputting an observation of CJ, I will have to click this red plus button at the top right corner. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So once you're in, you'll have a text box, DRDP measures, 4 icon boxes. So let me go ahead and explain. This is where we'll actually be writing the note. This first icon box is your photo gallery. So you can choose pictures that you have already taken. If it was yesterday, a few weeks ago, or even today. The yellow one is to make sure you're taking a live photo. This red one is to take live video, and this one is to record audio. All right, so for this purpose, I'll be using a picture I already have in my gallery. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this first box, and I'll be using this one. So now that we're in, we're gonna go ahead and describe what's happening in this photo. So as you can see, we can see this child sitting on the floor, calling and talking on the phone. So we could input something like, CJ is talking on the phone, period. When Mr. Juan asks who he is calling, comma, CJ responds, comma, and quotation marks, mommy, and end quotation, and period. So, also make sure to just say the facts. So, do not say something like, I think CJ is on the phone with his mom because he always mentions her. This is where you're already assuming and just stating what you think he might be saying or doing. And we don't want that. We want straight facts, all right? And also don't be discouraged to write more if the child is saying a lot more and you want to write it down. You can. Just make sure it's objective and not subjective. Meaning, just state the facts of what they did and what they said versus inferring what the child meant or fixing what they said. So, now that we have our picture and observation, we're on to the final step. And that's adding these DRDP tags right here. As you can see, there's approaches to learning and self-regulation, social and emotional development, language and literacy development, English language development, cognition, including math and science, physical development and health, history, social science, and visual and performing arts. So those are the measures for the preschool kids. And for the infant and toddlers, history, English, and performing arts are not going to be there. So do not worry if you don't see those for the infant, toddler children. So by this point, your respective hub leader should have already sent this PDF of all the DRDP measures for both infants and toddlers. So here we can see the preschool comprehensive view. This is the PDF you should have received. This is one, and this is the other. This is for infant toddlers, and this is for preschool aged. So now, based on the DRDP, we can now determine what measures correspond with the observation for CJ. So if we go back, so for this photo, we can add the tags. It's going to be LLD 1, 3, and 4. So 1, 3, and 4. Because they are understanding language, being responsive to the language, and communicating using language, as you can see right here. We can also put approaches to learning self-regulation, 3 and 6, because CJ is imitating what he hears from other adults using the phone, and he's engaging in the conversation. We can also put social and emotional development, 3 and 5, because he is interacting with familiar adults and using objects to pretend to be doing something, in this case, calling. And we could even also add visual and performing arts, 3, which is using creative and expression using drama. And also, if you scroll more down, you can see a further explanation of these measures. So you can see ATL. And if we go more down, we go to the next one, which is identity of self-relation, and so on. So if you need more examples or a better explanation of each measure, you can just go on. This is the same thing for infant toddler measures. All right. So now that we're here, let's go ahead and choose them right here. So we're going to want LLD 1, 3, and 4. As you can see, they're added right here. And then we also need ATL 3 and 6. And we can't forget about social and emotional, 3 and 5. And VPA 3. So now that we've already selected our measures, we have to verify the date on the picture. So for this step, you're just going to have to want to go to your photo gallery app. In this case, mine is Photos, but yours will be this one. It's going to be Samsung Gallery for the most part. So just go ahead and click on this app right here. And so we're going to choose this one, right? So when you're on your photo gallery app, go ahead and choose the eye icon right here. This one right here. And if you click it, it'll tell you the date that you took the picture and the time. We don't need the time, but we do need the date. So go ahead and remember that. And just go back to Learning Genie and select the date. And just press done. The last step is to click on the Share and Engagement button right here. And you can see it turn blue. So once that's done, you can go ahead and press this blue check mark right here. And congratulations, you've made your first observation. Okay, now that we did CJ, let's go ahead and make another child. We could do Genie. So go ahead and click on her, but make sure you're back on portfolios. Do not be on engagement or roster. Be on portfolio. So once you're here, again, go ahead and press this red icon right here. Choose a photo. I'm going to choose a gallery again. And I'm going to choose this one. All right. So click done. And let's see what we have right here. So we can see Genie is holding a glass of milk. So, for example, we could say Genie is using her hands to hold a glass of milk to her mouth. And period. So now we have to choose the measures. But remember, this one is infant toddler and not preschool age. So the measures will be different. There's not going to be an extra 3. It's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So for this one, we could use, actually, let me just go back to this one and tell you. So I'm going to be using PD Health. I'm going to be using cognition. So we can choose PD Health 3 and 7 because she is reaching and moving her glass close to her and feeding herself. We also choose Cog 1 because this child knows how far to move the glass without hitting herself. And she knows the amount of space. So let's go back and click these options. So it's going to be PD Health 3 and 7. As you can see, they're added. And let's go back to Cog 1. Again, if you need more explanations on the different measures that I used, just go ahead and scroll down. This is for the infant toddlers, and you can just scroll down until you reach PD Health or even Cog 1, as you can see right here. And there's different examples. So let's just go back to Learning Genie. And we're back here. So remember, this is one of the final steps. Now that you're here, just go ahead and click choose a date. For this example, I'm going to just say I took it a few days ago. I'm going to just put the 4th of November. Click done. Again, just press share and engagement. Once it's blue, that means you're all good. And you could just press this blue check mark up here. And you're done. These are all the steps. Just make sure to do this throughout every child you have, and make sure to do more than one. Remember to always state the facts and write it how it is. Do not assume, and write what you think the child is trying to say. Just write it how it is. All right? Also, as a reminder, the more you input your observations, the more likely you are to receive a stipend. So remember to do as much as you can and do not fall behind, because we will be checking. And yeah, congratulations, you already know how to make a note. So thank you and good luck.